The rescue pod tumbled through the debris field like a dying star, its hull scorched black from atmospheric entry. Maverick caught it with the cargo net, his exosuit's servos whining as he hauled the pod into the Valiant's loading bay. The metal was still hot enough to warp the air around it. "Another one from the colony ship," Vivian said through the comms, her voice tight. She was already running scans from the bridge. "Life signs detected. Faint, but there." Maverick didn't wait for clearance. He popped the emergency release, and the pod's door hissed open with a spray of pressurized coolant. The smell hit him first, copper and smoke and something else, something organic and alien. Inside, curled in the crash webbing, was a creature no bigger than a human toddler. It was covered in blood. The thing's fur, if you could call it fur, was matted with dark purple fluid. Its 6 limbs were tangled together, and its breathing came in shallow, desperate gasps. 2 of its 4 eyes were swollen shut. Maverick had seen enough combat to recognize trauma when he saw it, regardless of species. "Medical bay's 15 decks up," Vivian said. "I'm sending a bot. No time." Maverick scooped the creature up like it weighed nothing. It did weigh nothing, comparatively. Maybe 20 pounds soaking wet, which it basically was. "I've got it." He didn't head for medical. Instead, his boots clanged down the corridor toward the galley. Behind him, he could hear Vivian's exasperated sigh crackling through the comms. "Maverick, what are you? Trust me." The galley was empty, the night shift having rotated out an hour ago. Maverick kicked the sink on with his boot, adjusted the temperature with one hand while cradling the alien cub with the other. Warm water, not too hot. He'd done this before with injured animals back on Earth, stray cats, wounded birds, once even a fox kit that had wandered into his forward operating base in Kazakhstan. The cub made a sound like wind through broken glass when the water hit it. Not pain, relief. Maverick kept one hand under its thorax, supporting it while the water ran clear, washing away the blood. Most of it wasn't even the creature's own, he realized. There were only a few shallow cuts beneath all that gore. "What the hell are you doing?" Vivian stood in the doorway, her dark eyes wide with something between horror and fascination. "Washing it," Maverick said, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. He grabbed the dish soap, unscented, thank God, and worked up a gentle lather. The cub's fur was surprisingly soft under the matted blood, almost like silk. "That's dish soap. It's biodegradable and hypoallergenic. Says so right on the bottle." Maverick carefully cleaned around the cub's face, avoiding its eyes. The creature had stopped trembling. Its breathing was evening out. Whatever this little guy went through, it wasn't pretty. But the blood made it look worse than it is. Vivian stepped closer, her medical scanner already in hand. She ran it over the cub, her expression shifting from alarm to professional focus. "You're right. Superficial lacerations. Dehydration. Shock. Nothing life-threatening." She paused. "How did you know?" "I didn't. Not for sure." Maverick rinsed the soap away, watching the last of the blood spiral down the drain. The cub's fur was a pale blue underneath, with darker stripes along its spine. Pretty, in an alien sort of way. But panic kills more people than injuries do. Figured the same applies to whatever species this is. The cub opened all 4 of its eyes then, blinking up at him. They were golden, with horizontal pupils. It made that glass wind sound again, softer this time, and reached up with one tiny paw to touch Maverick's hand. "Christ," Vivian whispered. "It's a Veltraxian. They're the ones who were evacuating the Kepler 442 colony. The Croth hit them during the retreat." Maverick's jaw tightened. The Croth. They'd been tearing through the outer systems for months, leaving nothing but corpses and wreckage. This cub had probably watched its family die. He grabbed a clean towel, also from the galley, and wrapped the creature up like a burrito. It didn't resist. Just looked at him with those golden eyes and made a sound almost like a purr. "Medical bay," Vivian said. "Now? I need to run a full workup, get it stabilized properly." "Yeah." Maverick didn't move immediately, though. The cub had curled one of its paws around his thumb, holding on. "Hey, Viv. The Veltraxians. They're the ones who banned humans from their space, right? Called us Death Worlders or something. Apex predators from a hostile world, actually. They thought we were too dangerous." Vivian's expression softened. That was before the Croth. Before they needed dangerous. Maverick looked down at the cub, now clean and safe and warming up in his arms. It had stopped shaking entirely. Funny how that works. They walked to medical together, Maverick still carrying the cub. It didn't let go of his thumb the whole way. In the sterile white light of the medical bay, with proper equipment and beds and supplies, Vivian went to work. She was good at her job, efficient and gentle. The cub didn't want Maverick to leave, though. Every time he tried to set it down, it would cry, that broken glass sound, but sharper now, panicked. So he stayed, one hand resting on its small chest while Vivian administered fluids and dressed the cuts properly. "You know what this is going to mean, right?" Vivian asked, not looking up from her work. "When the Veltraxian fleet gets here and sees this, sees what you did. I washed a scared kid in a sink. It's not that deep. You took a wounded alien from a species that fears you, and your first instinct was to help. No hesitation. No protocol." Vivian finally met his eyes. "That's exactly the kind of thing the HFY broadcasts are made of. You just proved everything they were afraid of is exactly what they need." Maverick shrugged. The cub had fallen asleep, its breathing slow and steady. "Maybe. Or maybe I just don't like seeing things suffer." He paused. "Besides, you would have done the same thing. Would I have used dish soap, though? Worked, didn't it?" Vivian smiled despite herself. "Yeah, it did." Outside the medical bay, the Valiant continued its patrol through the debris field, searching for more survivors. They would find 17 more before the night was through. And when the Veltraxian fleet finally arrived, when they saw their young alive and safe in human hands, something would shift in the galaxy, but that would come later. For now, there was just a Marine, a medic, and a sleeping cub that had been washed in a sink like dishes, no problem at all.